Alright, so finally back from vacation. It's Monday. We got back yesterday. So we're going to be back to your normal go-karting content here, your normal races. I'm sure you're all pretty pumped about that, the three of you that enjoy these. Since we were off for so long, the tires are going to be a mess, so we're going to have a lot of work to do on those. I won't bore you all with more tire footage, so this will probably just be like a regular video just saying we got a lot of work to do with the tires. Say hi.
Hey.
So we're getting ready to work on tires now since they're probably a disaster from sitting so long, and Kirk has a lot of work left to do on her kart. So yeah, back to what do I want to say? Back to the grind of racing. See, I told you I wasn't gonna bore you with a bunch of tire sizing footage. It was actually a lot easier, went a lot better than I thought it would. So those four are all that I need to grow for me, and they only need to grow a little bit. Kirk, on the other hand, these three need to grow a little bit, and then she has three more that need to grow a lot. So hers were off a little bit more and need a little bit more work. She's currently in there putting her cart back together from the last race whenever she got caught up in a wreck and bent everything. Uh, it would have been fixed by now, but as you all saw, we went on like a 2 week vacation, so she's working on that now. Mine are basically done. All I got to do is put engines on them, but we actually got two engines with the engine builder now. We got them rebuilt while we had a couple weeks off here, so those should be done tomorrow or Wednesday, and I'll go pick those up and we'll get those on and get everything scaled out, and we'll be back to go after a little break here. Alright, so right before we left for vacation, we did race, and as you all saw, if you watched that video, I'm sure like three of you watched it, so maybe none of you saw. Kirk got caught up in another big crash and destroyed her cart. So, since we basically left for our vacation right after that, didn't get very far, plus she needed to order parts for it, so on top of leaving for vacation and waiting on parts, her cart is not really together. And she's currently inside. She's working some overtime. Someone has to, so we can afford all this crap. So what I'm going to do, since I'm such a nice guy here, is I'm going to work on putting her axle back together. Get this guy cleaned up and put back together while she's in there working away, so we can afford to go on vacations and race. But before I do that, let's go over a little bit of what she's done here. So, if any of you watched that video, that crash was pretty big. She replaced the right front spindle, that's brand new. This tie rod, that tie rod, all the Heim joints here, all brand new. This is like the fourth spindle she's gone through, and I think maybe she replaced the left front tie rod earlier this year, I'm not really sure. So, she's had a rough one. She's been caught up in a lot of wrecks, and it's not been super great. So while she's in there working away so she can afford to keep putting this bad boy back together, I'm going to help her out here by putting the axle back together. Her goal this week, just like every week, is to keep all four tires on the ground and not break any parts, but so far that hasn't gone so well. So we'll see how it goes. So, while putting this together, I just noticed that she didn't mark where any of her hubs went. But as you can see, there's a little bit of, I don't know where, or whatever you want to call it, where they were, where you can tell where they've been sitting. So, since she didn't mark them, I guess I'm just going to go off of about where they were. I mean, I don't know if they've been moved or if they've slid a little bit or what, but I'm just going to go off of that right there. But it's going together. pretty nice. Everything's nice and clean now for her. The bearings are still free spinning, so I think she'll be alright. I mean, she has a rebuild axle and all new parts on the front end, so should be alright. Better be alright. Alright, I got this bad boy put back together for her so she can go race this weekend. She's back from working her like 12 jobs and helping get the body back on, so I think she's going to be good to go since we had to rebuild everything on this cart because she crashed again.
I didn't crash, someone crashed me.
Got in a crash again. We're going to rescale it all, get this thing ready to go, but it's coming around pretty good. A little bit of a delay on things because of our vacation that I'm sure you're tired of me talking about, but stick with me, I promise we'll race at some point. There will be racing in the video.
It's supposed to rain Saturday.
Never mind, it's supposed to rain Saturday. Just keep watching, there might be something. We got our cart back together, and if it doesn't rain, we're good to go. Alright, so it's Friday. We still got a lot of work to do. I gotta put engines on my cart. Kirk needs to scale hers. We gotta finish measuring tires. Well, not really finish, but just measure them. See what their final measurements are. If you're wondering why we're so far behind on a Friday, that is because I was waiting on these two. So we were getting the engines rebuilt, and I made the 4-hour round trip yesterday on Thursday to pick these up. They're fresh, ready to go, looking good. Can't wait to get them on the cart. And then obviously we can't scale without two people here because someone has to be in the cart. So Kirk didn't get anything scaled because we were just busy with other things, like driving up to get motors. So that's the reason why on Friday we're still thrashing to get this cart scaled and engines on this one and this one. Because it was just a busy, hectic week coming back from being gone for so long and then making the 4-hour trip to get these two engines. But it's fine. We got all night. We got tomorrow morning if we have to. But it is supposed to rain. So hopefully we can get a race in. If not, all this work will, I guess, be for nothing. Well, maybe not for nothing. It'll make next week easier. But yeah, a lot of work to do tonight. So I'm going to end this little rant session. I don't know. We're going to end this early so I can get to work. God. Okay, so the fresh engines are on. They're running. You saw that. Now we're going to get this bad boy scaled out here so Kurt can go around the track and not crash it and not hit anyone and hopefully keep it on all fours. So anyway, that's really no, that's not true. That's not the last thing we got to do. We're going to scale this and we're going to measure all the tires again, and then we're ready to load up and go racing tomorrow. Alright, well, it's currently raining. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it's raining pretty good. Cartersville canceled. Martinville is technically still racing, but they're pushing everything back by like 2 hours, and then they're gonna make a call. So I'm just gonna assume they're probably not gonna race either. So we're not gonna take that risk and drive the like 2 hours up there to probably get rained out because it looks like it's supposed to rain all night across the entire state. So kind of a bummer. We haven't raced in a long time. We really busted our butts this week to get everything done. So kind of a big bummer, but it is what it is. My original plan was if we rained out not to upload this video, but I feel like I got enough stuff to make a worthwhile video, so I'm gonna go ahead and upload it anyway. Yeah, so this is just a post-vacation prep video, I guess. I don't know, whatever. I was wanting to get some racing in, but I guess we'll have to wait another week.